Okay, I'm back to talk to you about the most important assignment starting up early on in your group, okay? When you go to Canvas, you'll see Project Deliverables as an assignment for your group. In that Project Deliverables is a downloadable document, okay? I'm actually going to zoom in a little bit because I'm going to talk a lot about this document, and so I'll give you a chance here, perhaps close enough with the camera that for now you can see it. Okay, so I suggest as a group you get through this document as soon as you can and start reading it, and read through even the introduction, what this class is about, what this project is about, etc., etc., etc. Your clients have seen this document, but probably not read through it. I've told your clients that this document is your responsibility as a group to get done, not theirs. This document is a great piece of an agenda item to make sure that you get through when you're meeting with your clients, okay? They are not to do it for you, but they're to help you get some of the answers. The document that I'm talking about, as you come down here, there's these boxes to fill out and walk through, okay? Give the project a name, creative title, the organization, is there a website, who's the project champion, right? The person you may meet with may not be the person who you're going to communicate with or kind of oversee it all. It may be, okay? In that case, make sure their contact information is here. Objective statement and skills. So I've given you kind of these helpful hints down here as to what I'm looking for in these sections, okay? So kind of what do you overall, what's the overall scope of this project? It's really important, okay? I need to make this clear right here. It's really important that you understand that you can deliver a project that's inside of the scope of your skills and capabilities within a semester. What am I expecting? We'll do the math, okay? Let's just do the math together right now. Let's come over here in terms of expectations. Okay, I know we love math, so let me just pull this up. If we've got, on average, let's just say 5 students, this is a 3-credit class, okay? That means you're talking about 3 hours per class a week, so we're looking at 9 hours of class a week. So 9 hours a week at 16 weeks, okay? Let's do that. 9, 14, so 144 hours times 5 students, 22, 720 hours. That's the kind of work that this class is expecting out of a group of 5 students. Now, we're going to subtract about 100 hours of work that I want you to do, and we'll just take it down 100 hours just, for other things we might get done. That puts us at about 500 hours of labor that's expected out of this group this semester for your project clients. That's what I've told your clients. That's what I'm telling you, okay? All right? So, but what's also important is that you don't overbid. Okay, meaning you don't promise anything that's outside of the scope of your capabilities. I'm on your side on this when it comes to making sure that they don't ask for things that you can't deliver. Because at the end of the semester, when it comes down to this project, we're going to look at the deliverables that you promised to accomplish, and I'm going to just look at those deliverables. You're going to give your presentation, and we're going to say, did they meet their deliverables? Do they get a good grade? Okay? So that's the most important, that's the heart of this document. I need a minimum of 4, maybe 5 deliverables that you're going to accomplish this semester for the client. These deliverables need to be written out extremely well. If nothing else, this is the most important piece of this document that you get done. I have examples at the end of this document, and I'll talk to you about them in just a minute, that are very, very helpful in terms of what's my expectation for a great deliverable. Okay? Rest of the assignment, is there anything outside the scope? Is there anything that was discussed in the meeting that you just said, there's no way we can do that, or we're not accomplishing that? Wouldn't hurt to put it here. That way it's in writing, and everybody knows that's not going to get done. What available resources do you have? Is there, do they have a budget for you? Do they have extra technology? Do they have tools or training? Okay, might ask about that. Any additional information that might be needed? Okay, and then the group submitting and turning in this document. Here at the bottom, examples of good deliverables, examples of poor deliverables. These are actual deliverables that I received from groups in the past. This is as real as it gets, okay? Prepare a marketing plan. What's the problem with that? Okay, the problem is it's extremely vague. My definition of a marketing plan could be very different from your definition, and at the end of the semester, if it's not meeting my definition of a marketing plan, we're going to have problems, okay? Get 10,000 in new sales revenue. That would be a great dream, but typically marketers aren't responsible for the end sale, right? In terms of the sales funnel, they get people as close as possible. They get a lead. They even get almost a conversion. Maybe even they get a conversion on the web. But in the end, it's marketers who are responsible to get them there and sales responsible to take them all the way. We typically don't require or ask our students to become the sales team for these companies. You're marketers, okay? So this is outside of your scope of ability to deliver. What are the popular hashtags in the industry, 10 most popular? Okay, my problem with this example, and this is very important, not only is it poorly written, but let me ask you, how much time would it take you to get 10 hashtags done? At most, doing a little bit of homework in the industry, at most 1 hour. None of our deliverables had better be things that I look at and say, well, that'll take an hour. That's not the point, okay? The deliverable needs to be the overall strategy, what you're going to accomplish, not necessarily each of the individual tasks, okay? Potentially contact chief security officers at target companies. Wow, potentially. Like, does that mean that you think about connecting with them? Okay, you can get it. All right, let's look at some examples of some better deliverables, okay? We can pick any one of these. Here we go. Create 4 Facebook pages, 1 for each equipment category, blah, blah, blah. 5 posts for each page, total of 20 high-quality posts set and delivered. Ideas to have the salesman take over the content development and posting. They actually built a brochure walkthrough guide to help the salespeople. Okay? Create a promotional strategy design specifically for blip billboards. Complete a concept design and 3 specific ads to run along I-15. Execute a month-long campaign using $500 budget. Fantastic. So you're not only going to create, you're going to get approval, you're actually going to run a campaign. No, it's not a huge budget, but it's enough to just kind of test the waters and see. Okay? Here we go. We'll be in charge of planning, advertising, execution for grand opening. The goal of the grand opening is to generate awareness as well as foot traffic. In order to track the effect of foot traffic, we will be distributing flyers. Flyers will contain a message to basically enter a contest. Other ways of generating will be through Facebook, word of mouth, as well as posts. So this one, they actually leverage their other deliverables, but everybody in the group, this was awesome. Everybody in the group was at that grand opening. They took turns all day long, making sure that they were welcoming customers, bringing them in, foot traffic, guerrilla marketing, fantastic group, fantastic project. Okay, so there are 2 aspects of our first deliverable. We'll research the competitive landscape. Great. Okay, get an idea what the competitive exists, what technology they're using, what research, etc., etc. The second part, because research is, okay, but the second part is to do a product brand. This will include a logo, slogan, brand strategy that will be representative of our campaign. So yeah, we're going to do the research, but we're also going to deliver a branding based on the research that we get. Fantastic, okay? So when you talk about if you're going to create content, if you're going to do SEO, what are you going to accomplish? How much of it are you going to do? I've got to be able to measure it, and it's got to be enough to justify the groups this semester. So use these examples to help walk them through what you might accomplish, what you might get done. Are you going to write blog posts? How many are you going to write? Okay, think about it. If there's 5 of you and one of your thing is blog posts, I could easily expect 10 blog posts. That's 2 a person all semester. That's not too difficult. Okay, I know in your social media class you had to write like 10 of them. Okay, so I know you can do it. I know you're capable. Really important to get this projects done, to get these deliverables as accurate as you can. Work with your clients to get them right. Your client may not know what you can do. If you've got photography, if you've got video skills, if you've got access to technologies, you've got to bring that up. Because especially if it's something you love to do, your client may not even know. So like the office of the CEO, maybe you want to kind of do a little personal interview where he kind of talks a little bit more about what he does, okay? Because you guys got video skills. He probably doesn't know you can do that. So these are ideas and projects and things you ought to bring up. You ought to help him understand that you're capable of delivering, okay? So that's going to be a big part of this. And then making sure that it's comprehensive enough that it completes a full semester's worth of work, and then setting those deliverables up and getting them turned in to me by a week from Friday, so 2 weeks from now, okay? That means that you've met with your client. That means that you have worked out your deliverables, you have turned them in. I'll review them that weekend. We'll have to probably go through some iterations, but we're gonna move forward too. So something else about this class that we're doing, okay, is as well as these projects get going, we're also gonna be doing some individual work, okay? Getting together on that. So while you've got projects going here in just about a week or two, we're gonna start talking about the actual marketing topics, marketing management, digital marketing management. There's a couple of topics that I've had students ask for, some research we've done. Influencer marketing is a new one. I've had 2 students that have been in the industry now for about 3 years since graduating, and I've had other students tell me that say, hey, a lot of our students end up in agencies, and they talk about, well, do we exit the agency once we get experience? Do we grow within that agency? We've had these conversations, and one of the things they say, if you're gonna grow within the agency, you have to learn how to do account management, because they want you to interface with the client. If you have that skill set and you're capable and comfortable talking to the client and interacting with client needs and demands and challenges, that's your growth pattern. And we don't teach that enough. So I've had students come back and say, man, if you could do a lecture or two on that concept, we're gonna, that'd be great too. So we're gonna do some of that too. We're gonna talk about some management tools, because I think ultimately, this is the digital capstone. We'll talk about some advanced topics, but in addition to that, we want to talk about what your opportunity is for management in the digital space or in other marketing spaces, okay? So we got a lot coming all semester long. I look forward to it. Please communicate with me with questions. Slack channel, I'm going to do my best to be active, but remember, I'm in 11 of them. Email always works. If you get my phone number, text messages, those always work too. Like, just find ways to make sure that you're asking and not questioning or concerns. I know you have the questions, just get them. I forget to mention things, so shoot them off to me. I'll either respond to the whole class if it's something I totally forgot, or respond to you directly, but I'll just make sure that you get that answer best that we can in terms of these projects. This deliverables is really, really important. If we get this right, we get a great semester ahead of us. We can get to work and we can get going. Now, UVU digital team, same thing. I want you to do the same thing with me. Treat me just like I'm telling you to treat all the clients. Same scenario, same situation, okay? I believe, looking through my notes, that's everything we have at this time. Look forward to working with you. This is online. I wish I could get to know each one of you individually better. We'll have some lectures, one-on-ones, where I'll kind of talk about that. Really cool one I'm going to come up here with just in a day or two. I've just bought a lot of software tools from the industry that I want you to use, because they can go on your resume, they make you better, they make you smarter. I actually just bought one of the industry top ones just for this class. It's Moz. Many of you have heard of it, many of you may use it. So I got a great educational pricing just so that you guys can have access. We've got a lot of cool tools, Crazy Egg, Moz, similar content, BuzzStream I just bought. So I'll go through kind of these tools. I want you guys to play with them. These are tools that you have. Oh, I've got drones. Those of you who took my content marketing class. I'm buying more drones. I just reached out to DJI. I want to get the new Mavic Air 2. I want to get the new Mavic Mini. I've got cool video technology that students have had me buy. I'll put this whole list down. But these are technologies, these are tools that I'd love for you to use and leverage and put them on your resume, put them into the project, and just become better marketers as we get out of this together. I mentioned this before, I'll mention it again and again. The economy is constricting. Jobs are getting harder. If you're employed now, fantastic. But if you're not in a career position, finding that career position is going to be hard. So, excuse me, you're going to have to do everything possible to stand out from each other and from the other competition that's out there. I will reiterate this theme many, many times. So the more tools, the more certifications, the more skills that you can have on your resume, that you can understand and talk about, the better you are. This kind of project gives you an incredible amount of experience in terms of conversations where they might ask you questions like, tell me some project that you had to do and what were the results, or what was something that failed, or what was something that's successful, right? These are great to leverage, and people understand that while it might be a classroom setting, when you say this is a project we did for a client, You know, that means a lot. Here's an example. I'll show you a fun one, okay? This is what I'm talking about. So one group did a project, okay? And they were doing blog posts, optimized blog posts. And one of their blog posts they did, it was after the semester, but it was really kind of fun. They said, hey, professor, you got to go do a Google search for premarital books. I hate this keyboard, to read. Okay? #1 link in Google. 11 best premarital books to read before marriage was written by these students. Oh man, you can't see it very well. Well, you can do the search and make it closer. Okay? Top search, top #1, 11 best premarital counseling books to read before marriage. From the Relate Foundation was the client. This was written by the students, optimized, and just shortly after the semester, made it to the #1 spot at Google. Fantastic success. Well done by the group. So there's a lot of kind of fun success. Now, I remember a website, contentiskinguvu.com, contentiskinguvu.com. That's going to get moved over eventually. But on that website is examples of, I can take you back, you won't see them. But if you go to contentiskinguvu.com, go to the portfolio box and click on that, you'll see past projects of students that they've done. Some are for the management class, some are for the digital class, so there's a little bit of both. But this will at least help you understand the scope and what they did and what they accomplished. Okay, so have some fun with this. Let's be in communication. Let's get this going right. I know it's online, but there's still going to be very critical deadlines for you to meet. So let's get going. Let's do this. Let's have a good semester. Let's get you guys prepared for great careers in the field of marketing. Okay, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks.